Hi everyone, me again from sunny Smyrna, Georgia on a lovely afternoon. Looking at the Concord Bridge, which we've visited many times. We do have something a little new today. That, my friends, is a 2020 Can-Am Ryker Rally. 900 cc's, basically not a cruiser, basically a super sport bike is what it turns out to be. It's fast as it can be, so much fun to ride. And my lovely wife bought it for me yesterday. Can't thank her enough. I'd reached the limit on what I could buy. Bought the Spider, had my Yamaha forever, and my poor little insurance lady in North Carolina, I would have given her a heart attack if I bought another motorcycle and put it on my insurance policy. So my lovely wife took care of it for me. Let me walk around it real quick here, give you a good look. This is stock, box stock, right out of the showroom floor. The only thing that we got that's any kind of option is the silver panels, which we thought the silver trim looked better than about anything they had. They have any kind you want. They've got, they charge extra. I charge a little extra for this one. This is an entry-level Spider, basically, that Can-Am has started to make. You can buy one of these for the price of a good used car. This is the 900. They do have a 600 twin. It looks exactly like this, and it's very sporty, they tell me. You can get it they start about $8,500. This is the rally version of the 900. It has all the bells and whistles off the floor, and it's about 11.4 if I remember right, 11.45, something like that, 11.445. But show you a few little features. It has, of course, a single up seat. When you get the rally version, you get the added part of the seat. A lot of them you'll see are bobbers. The seat ends right here. But this is made so you can put another seat on it. You can, for passengers, which I'm not going to do. You can put backrest, which I am going to do. And you can put a little box there to carry stuff. It has almost no storage space at all in it. Let me walk around here again, give you a better look at it. But as part of the rally, you also get an adjustable rear suspension, which is what that knob is there for. And let's see, here's the only storage on the machine is this little glove box right here, which is big enough for a phone and my wallet and my gloves, probably, maybe my glasses. That's about it. So if you want any storage, you got to get something else. But let me show you a little bit more about this thing. Then we'll take it down the road real fast. This is the shift lever here. That's in forward. That's reverse. Back and forward again. This is the parking brake lever right here. You flip that down to go, flip it up to park. Your standard motorcycle controls. Get on here. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot here. It's got one of these fancy key fob jobs in it now, so you just have to have that to start it. But let me see if I can remember the starting procedure. First of all, I'm going to put my foot on the brake pedal, which all you have is your brake pedal and gas. That's the only controls. There is no shifting on this machine. It's all done by belt drive. But the first thing you do is you push the button and you wake it up. Okay, now it's awake. You turn it. That's your on switch. That's on and off. That's all you have right there. And when you got everything done, you roll the throttle forward, and you heard it beep. And now it's ready to start. And if you noticed, all I did was push it. I didn't have to hold it. It automatically starts itself. So, looks pretty good. Let me flip the old parking brake off here. It's got a little warning light on the dash that tells you haven't done it. So we're actually ready to ride now. So let's take her down the road. And it's one of our favorite roads around here. And if I can do this without getting too dirty. At about 1800, the belt drive comes in. Let me shut my shield here so I won't get too much wind. But all you do is roll the throttle on. There's no shifting. And she just goes. And she goes really well. But it rides a little bit like the Spider. Of course, it's a whole lot lighter. It's not half as light as our RT, but it's pretty close. I think it's around 600 pounds, maybe not even that much. But it feels very, very light. It's more reminiscent of a sport bike than it is of a Spider. And in fact, without a backrest to lean up against, I've got the controls adjusted. I've got to mention that you can move the foot pegs forward and backwards. You can move the handlebar forward and backwards. And right now I've got the pegs all the way back and the handlebars all the way forward to put me in more of a forward-leaning sport mode of riding. But this thing just goes like crazy. There you go, got away from the guy on two wheels. But only have 65 miles on it, so I'm not supposed to get on it too much. But we'll get around here just a little ways and we'll see what, see if I can get a little squirt. It's going to be a point and shoot bike, I can tell from right there. You just point and squirt. Susan was following me back from the dealership yesterday, and she said she looked down to see how fast we were going, and she looked up and I was a dot. I'd been just in front of her, and all of a sudden I was just gone. I was a dot. But I don't think it will hurt anything if we wick it on here around this corner just for a second, just to give you an idea. How about that? That was pretty good. I don't know if you could feel that acceleration, but I sure did. But anyway, I thought I would introduce you to it. You're going to see me on this. For those of you who really like my Yamaha, and I still do, I have not gotten rid of the old girl. I'm going to still continue to ride her. We're considering right now leaving the motorcycle based in North Carolina, and we'll leave the Ryker here based in Georgia. And of course, we'll be taking this probably up to the mountains with us when we go. The reason we bought this, just a real quick aside, you know, everybody's skills degrade a little bit, and I've noticed that mine are degrading a little bit. I'm 67 years old, so, you know, it's time for me to start having a little bit of issues, I guess. But we went up there, we just got back from spending 5 days up in the mountains, and, you know, up there is kind of courtesy to, if you're slow, you pull off and let the faster people go by. And more and more we're finding, I'm finding I'm having to pull over onto gravel areas, gravel driveways, and just wide areas in the road. And my feet slip a lot, and if the bike goes down, I'm just not sure if I'm gonna be able to pick it up. I actually had to pull over, and I was pulled over and parked to take a little break, and the angle was so great onto the kickstand that I had to struggle to get her back up. And, you know, it hadn't even fallen over. It was on the kickstand, but it was just difficult to get her to stand up enough to get the kickstand up and get on and be ready to go. But anyway, even though that tag did say Missouri, we are not in Missouri, we're in Smyrna, Georgia. But I'd like to, I have to thank some people for getting me on this thing. Number one, I have to thank my friend Alan. Alan is an RT rider, Spider, and he rode one of these and really liked it, and I hadn't been on one until yesterday, and he really liked it and said, this is something you're going to want. And he was right. Boy, was he right. I just had to convince my lovely wife to buy it for me. So, and also like to thank Sean Smoke out on the West Coast, Spider technician and all-around good guy, and he does his daily videos. And he did some test rides on a 900, and he a big influence on us. We bought our RT because of some of the things that he had posted. So anyway, I'd like to thank those and everybody else. And of course, I have to thank my lovely wife most of all for ponying up the cash and putting on her insurance instead of mine, so that my insurance lady won't have a heart attack. So anyway, you'll be seeing me on the future on this. I just wanted to give you a little walk around and show you what it looked like, and be glad to answer any questions if anybody comes up with any. I've only been on it for 2 days and 66 miles, so I don't know a lot of stuff about it, but I'll tell you what I do know. So anyway, everybody get out and ride if you can. Talk your wife into buying you a motorcycle if you're really good. And I just told her it was buy your husband a Ryker day, and she believed me. Who would have figured that? Anyway, you guys have a great day, and I certainly am, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.